back to another episode of Farming Simulator 22. I'm your host, Mavbro19. And today, our fields have been overgrown with weeds. Very badly, but it is January, which means it's time to start selling our grain. So, if we take a quick look at what we're holding about 25,000 liters. And the price is starting to go down, so now is the best time to go ahead and just start selling. So we're going to get these quickly out. Perfect, that'll work. I'll hop in the 4955 here. And we're going to absolutely just come up here. So when we were selling, it was around $900 per 1,000 liters. In terms of bushels, I'm not exactly sure how much that is, but right now it is about $1,200, so a lot better price. So we're going to end up cultivating this, because even though that those are a direct drill, I could easily spray and plant, but I want to see if I can plant over this, or if I need to actually, you know, spray it, kill it, and then plant. But we're gonna go ahead and see. Start filling wheat. There we go. The 228 horsepower right here, and we're gonna give it everything that she's got. But hopefully our next goal is to buy 26. Now I know that that silo is in a very unconventional place, and we will try to move it. Worst comes to worst, we don't, and we'll just actually make 26, end up having most of our storage silos, and then we're going to move all the equipment from 27 over to 26, build an actual, farm with shelter, buildings, and whatnot, and go from there and just try to make a farm, have a house, stop living in a tent. But we're going to just sell this right up here. Perfect. So it was a lot cheaper to convert from potatoes to grain, but now I'm trying to see if we're going to even make close to the amount of money that we're going to need. $10,000. It's about 10 grand every trip. So that's not going to be enough, but this should be definitely enough money for us to come through and yeah, just definitely enough money for that to come through and try to get some soybeans in, because that's going to be our biggest profit maker right there. And I think we're going to end up having to sell the soybeans raw, and then hopefully we can start turning to soybean oil. We do have like that major expansion, so if we just go here, yeah, we're just going to go all the way down. So all the way down to donuts. That's like the new thing. So donuts are selling super well. Propane, there's no selling point for any of this, but we'd have to make it. But soybean oil, 10 grand. We could make easy money off of that. I'm not exactly sure how fast that system works, so we might end up having to sell what Nico and I have both agreed on calling a raw crop versus a final product. So we could easily deliver all of the soybeans over to that factory, have that start cranking out soybean oil. But in the meantime, we would need the raw crop or a carryover crop to cover us financially for the rest of the year. So I'd say we're going to have to do a couple harvests of soybeans. And I was originally thinking like, well, let's try to get a harvest in per episode, but that means that the episode's really long, about an hour piece, and I don't feel like editing all that much. But we could easily plant, and I really want to buy the next field for some mowing. Oh, I'm supposed to go up here. Plant and whatnot, and we're gonna go straight to soybeans, and those should be able to do soybeans, and if they can't, we'd have to go do canola. And I do believe that we can make canola oil, which makes us decent money, and that can be final product crop. But yeah, and then of course Nico was talking about like, well, we should probably try to get into some potatoes and whatnot. Well, the problem is that is still not 1980 survival tech. We'd have to use those small potato harvesters, which have been giving us a problem on a secondary map because you're trying to find a more efficient way, and it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we're going to try to stay true to our word, and we won't be able to do the yeah, we just won't be able to do potatoes due to the fact of there's not a good mod out yet, or I don't think there is going to be a mod out for potatoes because that just holds very little. That only holds 2,000 liters and it collects very fast. While the other things hold, I believe, around what was it, 9,300 liters. So that's one trailer full right there just from the machine. You know, so and that has got almost twice, almost 3 times the size of the other harvester for working with. So that was really good. We could easily, collect that kind of stuff and then dump it into the production chain to make stuff like premium potatoes and whatnot. It really tries to get us into the crop that is worth the least amount of money, and not considering any of the grass stuff to something that makes the most amount of money. Because great, you have like, if and I'm talking crop that you plant. Grass, people could easily say, well, that's worth the least amount of money. Not necessarily. Bale it, let it sit for a month, you got silage. That's worth some decent money right there. Silage bales, I can make some really good bank off of, but it just won't happen. Not until we have the equipment. In reality, we would need a rake or a windrower, a baler, a wrapper, and a mower, and a trailer, an auto load trailer. So it wouldn't be feasible at all to do that stuff with. We're just gonna keep dumping this off, and I'll get right back to when we're at our last load. Alrighty, so we got the last load. We're gonna just drop this off. This is it. That's all we got. 24%. We did not make that much money at all. $33,337. And we're gonna start offloading this. So we got 35,000 liters, so almost 36 grand. Best time to plant soybeans is in March. It's January, so I only need to fast forward 2 more months. And then make sure that the seeders are set up, and then it looks like we're gonna have to gather fuel for the 4955 here soon. I'm gonna check the 7810 as well. Little blue. And I do believe Nico and I were possibly talking about getting a new tractor, but I do think the first thing that we need to get, let's see what's in used. Nothing that we care about. So I also did some research. This was made in like 1990, but Nico was okay with it. I was okay with it. To just say, screw it, like, if we had 1980s stuff, okay, that's fine, but our main goal is to keep 1980s, but this was made in 1990. So that means it was in development in '89. So but yes, we're gonna end up having to go some with this. It's got 225 horse, same amount of horse as um, the John Deere, but I do like the old, very phased out. Just make it look old. So it's $195,000. That's not even counting the header. Alert. I'm not exactly sure what the alert is. Oh, it's these. I'd probably get model tools. Twos. Says there's stickers on it. Original. Yeah, I'd probably not mess with that. Yeah, just make this thing look very old. General, so that's 42,000. So that's going to be an expensive harvester. So that's 180,000. That's got 120 horse. That has 180 horse. That carries 5,800 liters. That carries 30. So actually, the best step up would probably be one of these. But the main problem that I was having was it just didn't want to. Oh, look at that! It can. So that's about 5.7. That's 4.8. That's 4.7. What's the real like for the bison? See, I did always want to check this one out though, because that thing has got 153,000 liter capacity. So it is that unreal capacity thing, but that's gonna only hold 3,500. And I want to see how much one of the reels were for it. 5,200, I believe. Yeah, $5,200. So I do believe the next step up would be getting the John Deere combine. Something that's got a bit more umph in it, instead of something with a wider reel. What is that reel sitting at? And then, so that's sitting at a 4.2. Well, that's at a 5.7. So this thing is just wider right off the bat, by almost 2. So yeah, getting a John Deere header would be nice, but the next big thing in reality is sleep until March and try to get soybeans going, and we're definitely going to try to plant soybeans today and fertilize as well. We just want the best maximum yield profit that we could possibly get. I heard money get deducted out. I'm not excited about that. Oh, just property maintenance. That is okay in my book. Alright, so let's get this out. Come on. You are being stubborn today, aren't you? Okay. Alright, we're gonna get the cedars hooked up. I'm gonna back up the tree stumps there, and I'm gonna definitely try to get a tree stump remover or something and just get all these stumps out of the way. It's, starting to get a little ridiculous. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, so there's a little bit of seed left in this, but we're going to barley, oats, canola, soybeans. Perfect. And that's wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybeans. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna drive these over to get seed. Okay, so we're over here. We've got the seed all filled in. I should probably start actually getting more solid fertilizer. Not the liquid stuff, but we're gonna run out the liquid stuff and then we'll start picking up solid. So I got soybeans in that one. I have soybeans in that one. So let's go ahead. It can't be planted in March. It says to plant soybeans in March. It's March, isn't it? It does say March for planting soybeans, or is it just me? It's March. Oh no, I was reading potatoes. I have to do it in April. Okay, that's alright. Okay. Yeah, we're actually gonna kill that. We're gonna go over to the 7810. Maintenance needs to be done on this, but where's my tent? Here it is. But fuel is okay on that. Okay, we can plant these in April. My bad. I thought it said you can plant it in March, but that was potatoes. March and April, I believe. Soybeans is April, May. Should be along the same lines as corn. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up this tractor. Perfect. Please tell me it'll start. And it'll get rid of weeds. It does! Okay, good. So all that herbicide that we just bought was kind of a waste. But just in case if we end up getting something like something that's not a direct seed drill, then yeah, we're gonna have to keep with the herbicide. So in reality that I got it, it's a good thing. This shouldn't take me too long to do. But I'm really excited to do soybeans. It's going to give us some very good profit. So I say we get roughly about 30. Well, I'm not exactly sure how much money we were at before we started. But it should give us a lot of money, profit-wise, and that way we can start thinking about expanding or doing other things, other kinds of production. But until then, I guess we're just going to turn this into a time lapse, and I'll try to find some non-copyrighted music for this. So in the meantime, just sit back and be right back.
So goodbye for us. You have to say it, baby. And us in Texas, you wanna try, baby. I know you can, I know your heart, and you will figure out you love me now, 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 you know I gotta leave. You love me now, 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 you know I gotta leave.
Alright, so now I've got the third seeder. I know it's a little off, but I'm going to go ahead and drop it down right here. And this will give us another, how much does this give us? What, about 5.5, 6 meters of working space, and yeah, we should be all good from there. So I'm going to jump right on back in, lower the seeder, roll forward, make sure it works, and it does. And then we'll be with you here shortly. Okay, well, it seems like we are stuck. And there is nothing I can really do about that except for something else. And it sucks that it's going to come out of our budget just to do it, but I know that this tractor has got the horsepower for it. Excel is doing well on the downhill, but I just don't have traction. So that means we've got to change out the tires. So it looks like I'm going to be putting duals on, or possibly getting an assisted front, and we'll just see what ends up being cheaper or what ends up being the most effective. If I have duals, that would be great, but it's more like for plowing. But if I had the assisted front wheel drive, that'd be a lot better. But anyways, since we were having this problem, I'm just going to get back to you after the seeding's done, and then we're going to just go ahead and start fertilizing. And then, yeah, that should be the end of the episode, so I'll be right back. Well, we are almost done with the field. I've got all the seeders folded up. As you can see, I put duals on, as well as a couple extra modifications. I'm going to grab this last patch over here for sure. But I needed the duals just to gain more traction, but in the end it worked out very well. And I think this soybean harvest is going to be profitable. Pretty sure it is. But I'm going to have to park this tractor up here, find a way to make a U-turn. That did not work out. Alright, let's make a U-turn. I know, none of the seeders are liking it. Alright. And we'll park it right here until we can, well, find a permanent place to put seeders like this, because I don't feel like unhooking them and hooking them up and all that crazy stuff. So what we're going to do is, now that this is all majority seeded, I guess, I swear I grabbed these. No, it says that they're still ready to harvest. Okay. Whatever, I suppose. We're gonna take the Ford. Actually, I'm gonna back it up. I'm gonna let the tractor warm up for a minute. This was liquid fertilizer. Yes, this is what I want to use. We're gonna put this stuff over here. This is more liquid fertilizer. No, this is herbicide. This is herbicide as well. This should be fertilizer. Yes, this is fertilizer. Okay. So leave that there. And we're going to start spraying, and then we're going to see the growth, and then we should be ready for harvest. And then after that, we can start getting fairly used to the fact of the possibility of expanding our land and building a home on it and whatnot. That is a big thing I want to do, is definitely build some buildings in a home. Let's go ahead and turn on the sprayer. Oh yeah, you could easily see this line a lot better. But I figured we can use the Ford for spraying and whatnot, just so the Ford still gets some love. Just so we don't neglect it, because I mean, in reality, there's not much of a purpose to have this particular tractor anymore. We could sell it, but you know, I'm sure there's something that we can use this for. Probably a baler runner, and we use the John Deere for you know, actually transporting and moving the bales. But field 26. That's definitely something I want to look into, of course. Buying up the equipment. Actually, let's see how much it costs. Farmland number 4. It's $186,000. That's about as much as that. 183. Well, there's not much there. That's only $97,000. 184,000. 154,000. That's 70 grand. Still not a lot of mowable grass. That's 67 grand for that right there. I could make field 8 into a bale field, but that's still a far drive. That's equipment having to drive back and forth a lot. So that's 183. It's 186. So right here, yeah, we could turn that into some silage. I think that would be the better bet, actually, is going with 28. I mean, I was really excited because, well, you know, okay, great, we can, you know, that's a lot of good field over there, but, you know, let's for sure focus on the profiting side of things, and then we'll keep, we'll do silage. That'll be a good expense to have. And then I do want to see when silage, the best time to sell silage is. January. Okay, so then when is the best time to sell soybeans? June. So I can sell soybeans in June. Which that's all right. And then I'll have something in January. So in reality, it actually does even itself out a lot. So yeah, we'd have something in January to carry us throughout the winter months, and then something in June that carry us throughout the summer months, and then we just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Wish the sprayer was a bit bigger. Actually, I really want to start putting in solid fertilizer into the planters, but we're just gonna have to make this thing work. I thought it'd go faster than this, but we're gonna see how it does on the downhill slope. And if it does do great, then, or if it doesn't, if it does better on the downhill slope, I'll just pick up the John Deere, detach it, and we'll just, you know, we'll figure out something to do with the Ford, or we just might end up selling it. But we're gonna figure something out, because I do know is that I'm running very low on seed in general. But I think this might be all that this tractor can do would be 10. Yeah, even on the downhill, and it's still 10. Alrighty then, well, I'll get back to you when this is done. Alrighty, well, unfortunately, I did record a little snippet. Unfortunately, the audio was corrupt. There was no audio for what happened. But yes, we did finish spraying. I fast forwarded time for the soybeans. There's a lot of weeds in the field. And our yield potential, even though after fertilizing, it's not looking too good. It's 53, and I really wish that we could spray again, but we can't because we should have sprayed in another growing stage. So we should have herbicided and then sprayed again. I didn't think about that. So, you know, when we start to go and seed again, I'll put some solid fertilizer in each of these and run it around. And, you know, we're going to make sure that we get above 75%. We really want that yield bonus because this is going to hurt us really bad. I don't have precision farming on because that would give me an aneurysm at its finest. It is stressful. But yeah, it's ready to harvest. But if we look here, you know, it's probably going to say it needs rolling, and then there's stones, and then there's weeds. Yeah, there's a good amount of weeds in here. So it's just going to be, you know, stressful. Try to do some field management. It's hard enough for, you know, one person to do it and actually fully understand it. I'm just not used to playing with weeds on, so you know, it sucks that I don't have my partner here today, but it's okay. Hopefully he'll be in the next episode. He better be helping us harvest, or else I'm gonna have a talk with him. You know. But all jokes aside, Nico, I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope the rest of you enjoy this video as well. You know, thank you so much for all the support and whatnot. We're really trying to push the channel out. We're trying to get some public notice going on. I'm in it for y'all. I don't really care too much about, you know, like the money or the ads. I like it, and I just want my channel to reach more people who enjoy doing the same thing as me. So, you know, if you really enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, what do you want to see, where do you want to see this farm going. I plan on doing this for a while. I was inspired to do this by a fellow YouTuber, so, you know, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it, and see you guys next time. Bye.